I ain't gonna expose. I'm not like that. I'm not a snitch. Virginity. It's a hush hush topic.
Yeah. They love me.
Let's see if your parents raised you right.
It's deeper than the physical.
What up, fam? Welcome back to the Juxtaposition, everyone. Welcome back to the Juxtaposition. I'm Nana. Material girl.
That's gonna haunt you.
I'm joking, man.
It is. Anyways, my name is Janet.
And I am the one and only Bernice.
And for new people, for the ones that haven't met us, we are the Juxtaposition. Try that again. And for the new people, we are the Juxtaposition. Yes. Switch the name.
no.
It's okay.
Somebody's-
My phone dropped. But it is what it is.
Don't you need
Welcome, guys. I don't need it.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome into this place.
Welcome.
No, I don't
Come
know.
on again. Welcome.
No, it's well.
None of you not knowing his part.
Welcome.
Play your role.
One more time. One, two, three.
Welcome.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Anyways, we tried.
Hi.
We
Anyways.
sounded like this is a problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, funny fact. 3 siblings. We're not triplets. We sound alike and we're starting to look alike.
No.
Well,
I
actually,
don't
no.
think
We have
we-
a very. Never mind. We have a very distinct look, but our voices
Yeah,
are
sound
very
like
the
Let
same.
us say that again for people. Not this 3 siblings. Like they're talking about like them 2 plus
One
Christiana.
sister, yeah.
Yes.
Christiana outside of the Juxtaposition. They do sound the same.
Yeah.
They do look like triplets.
Strong genes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strong voices.
Anyways, how's you guys' week?
It was fantabulous. Well, I mean,
It just
started.
I mean, past week. I don't know.
Past week, brutal, tiring, but I think I am getting in the zone of waking up at 5:30. Guys, 5:30.
That's baby
Who
food.
in the world told like? Huh?
Well, she's coming from 7:30.
I'm coming from
7:30.
7:30.
Jump.
Not even 7:45, and 5:30 where the sun is it's not up and it's gonna get dark.
It ain't gonna come up anytime
Beautiful.
soon.
Lord.
Beautiful.
Help you, sister. But I'm getting better. I'm not tired in class, so we thank God for that.
How about you?
What? We're doing 1, 2, 3.
Well, mine was good. I'm getting more consistent in the gym, and I like that. But there's too many people at the gym, bro.
Well,
York
I mean, at the
University
time,
students. I told my sister every time I see my sister at the gym, shout out Becky. I say, yeah, this is gonna last like 2 weeks. Don't worry. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
it's gonna fade. Trust me.
You
People
know,
will not
yo,
show up
at
for
6
a little.
a.m. mans are there.
Well, it's school starting.
Yeah,
So
and people
are
are
gonna
on
be in the gym
and they're on res too.
Yeah, exactly. They're on
So yeah, I have some new goals, you know, and running goals, and body goals, and all of that stuff, you know. So we're gonna hit
So
those.
who's this for?
You know, me too.
It's for me, myself, in the mirror.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to.
I'm just trying to maintain because I don't want to hit a point in life where you start to see my face on Juxtaposition like,
Over the years, it just changes.
you know.
The gradual transition of Nana.
Only thing should change is my beard. That's it. My hairline will come back.
Sorry, I was gonna say something. No, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm
God.
not gonna say anything. But I looked at a photo one time, and I'm looking at it now. I'm like, did it change?
What photo is this?
I don't know, but I see something like, hey, this looks.
It looks a little bit
It
different.
looks odd.
Of the Juxtaposition?
I think so, or something. Okay. Well, my week last week, I don't really know. It went by really fast, to be honest. So I don't quite remember, which I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, it went by well. I can't complain. Saturday was nice. I wasn't working.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
That's it.
That's good. Well, today we're gonna talk about confrontation
And conflict.
conflict.
So
This comes off a video from
Confrontation.
Spiritual World, I believe. I don't know,
No,
one of them sites.
I don't even know, but
It comes from Spiritual World. Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
I
But
think it's
it
maybe
originated-
off of
who-
something.
No,
though.
it's off of something else because this.
Yeah.
You don't know that guy?
Screen.
I've seen that guy everywhere.
Actually,
Well, he's on my
yeah.
feed. I think I followed him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so we're gonna watch the video right now, and in 3, 2, 1, it goes.
There are some friendships and there are some relationships that I've learned really do deserve a conversation before separation, before going ghost, And what I've learned is a lot of people have a difficult time handling conflict, or with that desire to not want to engage in any type of conflict or confrontation. I'm gonna go ahead and make decisions without communicating. And I've learned that there are people that have been proven, that have qualified themselves for access to us. And what ends up happening is because we're so emotional, we make a decision from that emotional place and do damage to a relationship that really deserved a conversation. And the beautiful part about it is, by the time the conversation is over, there may not be a need for separation. There is just a need for clarity. And when clarity came, understanding and solutions were provided. And I have learned that there are a lot of things that by the time we're done communicating, go, oh wow, if I only knew that's how you felt. If you had not just let that thing sit and you just had talked to me, we could have really avoided a lot of unnecessary time and potential drama. So it's very vital. I'm not talking about strangers. I'm talking about people that really put their hours in, who have sacrificed, who we know are meaningful to us. Let's go and have a conversation before I make any emotional decisions.
So that doesn't make no sense. Sorry for the audio people. The audio just played. Okay, we can start.
Yeah, it ain't gonna make sense
it makes
for the
sense.
audio
No, trust me,
people.
it's gonna make sense. It's gonna. Make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, that's true.
I know it is.
But so confrontation and conflict, that in this world, a lot of times when we have close friends, maybe different relationships, like we can get into conflict, we can get into confrontation with them. So I want to ask the question: how do you deal with conflict or confrontation or someone coming at you? Like, what is
Wait.
your first initial response
Before
I do that?
Defense. That's me. Defense mode.
Explain more.
So
yeah, she's aggressive, dog. Holy, I don't know what she's
But
aggressive.
I feel like, no, I'm not aggressive.
No, you are aggressive.
Okay, maybe I am. I don't know. But I think when it comes to conflict, I never had somebody come to me with an issue. I don't even think I did that too. Like, unless it's like my really, really close friends. But if,
We do.
yeah, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
A
that's-
different person.
Yeah, but most of the times I never had somebody come up to me and be like, hey, can we talk? I had this personal issue with you, or vice versa, like going to somebody else. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, for my conflict, honestly, these people have allowed me to, them coming at me most times. I'm the type of person to just shut you off, like shut you down and just like not talk, be silent.
True.
I'll hang up the phone on you. Like I
she's
am
done
not
that.
good with people coming after me. I literally go in defense mode, or I just like, I'd be like, okay, I'm done. Like
Yeah, she
I don't want to talk
definitely
about this
shuts down.
anymore. Like we're done. So I don't know what you're saying, but I'm not talking no more. So that is my, I'm pretty
Yeah.
bad at like people coming at me.
Yeah,
Conflict? No, not conflict.
confrontation.
But confrontation is a problem. Like when people tell me about myself and I'm just like, what are you even saying right now? And like, yeah, so it kind of, I'm bad. I'm rude.
I don't think I answered the confrontation part. In terms of confrontation, I'm gonna come at you. I'm not in defense mode. I'm like, okay, I have facts. Trust me. So you be careful.
One, two,
you be
three,
careful what you're saying because I'll use it against you.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, when it comes to
She's a
that stuff,
debater.
I will. Yeah.
Yo.
So I'm like, if I can recall certain things when it comes to arguments, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what you. No, that's not what you said. This is what you said.
Bernice's memory is not as great.
But when it comes to arguments,
when it comes to
or
arguments,
conversation,
she has
yeah.
receipts.
I'm
She
like,
does.
it's check. Just pops up. So
Oh, but you said this on. No,
But before you did that.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what you're saying. You're just
Yeah.
like, okay.
yeah, when it comes to conflict, how do I don't know. When it comes to conflict,
When people come at you, like
It depends on
people
the
come
situation.
When people come
Yeah.
at me, it depends on the person and it depends on the situation. When it comes to certain people, like if it's my sisters, we gonna go wow. Like our brothers gonna go wow. But when it comes to other people, I kind of have to take a step back because I don't want to sever relationships.
that
because
was
because they're not used to me. We're not used to arguing. We're not used to. Well, with siblings, we're used to arguing, or close friends, we're used to
But
arguing, so we can box.
that severs relationships. So when
How?
you're like, if you're like, oh, I don't want to sever relationships with the people outside, I'm like, but you're doing that with your family or your friends if you're like
No,
those kind of
but-
confrontations without actually coming to a resolution.
Yeah, because I think like if you don't end up bringing them up, you kind of always want to like. I have a friend where it's like you kind of want to keep the person happy, or let's say they're new or kind of like they don't know you too well, but you want to be friends with them. So maybe you had something that you wanted to bring up. You don't end up bringing it up because you're like, oh, I want to make them happy. I don't want to like, touch any buttons. And that also does not make you grow. Like you need to have confrontation with people and conflict with people.
But sometimes I think I love confrontation. Bring it on. Bring it.
So is that feeding your ego then?
No, it's.
What does that do for you with confrontation?
Do you like
I
to
think-
argue because you like to
I like
debate?
to debate. I like to debate. I
I know,
like to
but why do
argue.
you
But then
like
it gets bad.
But I'm saying, why do you like to debate?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, what
I
is
don't
it?
know. I
What does
just
it
like,
do to
honestly,
you?
to be honest, I like proving people wrong.
So that's an
it.
ego thing.
It is probably an ego, but like, so I feel like sometimes I don't be starting stuff. So when you start something with me, it's like, okay, buddy. I know this is kind of, but I'm trying to, I'm just being honest. I like confrontation sometimes because I think I can learn something and you can learn something too.
That's not how you're coming into it.
No, but it's true.
No, at the end, yeah, when everything is done. But like when you're going into, you're like, it's
like-
not about I'm learning something. I'm going to prove you wrong.
And have the final word.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, all that built up like annoyance and anger you have with the person,
start
it
pulling
comes
all
out,
the
and then my
things
eyes
from the
get
back.
bigger. My eyes get bigger. With these guys, I take my time when it comes to conflict and confrontation.
The man said, I don't
It
wanna-
is
I don't wanna
slow.
ruin- I don't wanna
I
ruin
don't
any
want to ruin
feathers.
this podcast. Just
I
the
don't wanna-
other week, we had a confrontation or whatever you want to say it. And I was very slow. And I told her offline, I said I was having a bad day that day. So if I was on the same level as you, we wouldn't have recorded that day. And we wouldn't have got more money, more problems. And that episode was amazing. So thank God for giving me the wisdom to, And if I keep on doing this, my mom could be like, you're having gay hands, so I need to relax. No, that's what she says. And I keep on telling, no, wait, hold up. That's what she
Be
says.
honest.
No, that's what she said. And yeah, that's what she says. And I said, Mommy, you can't say that. We're in 2022. I talk like this. But let me get back on the point. The point is, I take my time with these guys. And I think I do that with my sisters a little bit too, because I've come a long way. And I did it with my brother too. I've come a long way when it came like 3 years, 4 years ago, when my eyes will be like bloodshot and like I'm yelling and we're arguing and I can't control myself. But now I'm controlling myself and I say I don't have time to be arguing with you like
So
this.
then-
I will
but
walk
then-
away. I will say what I have to say, and then you're going high. I said, we're not doing this. Clearly, we're not getting anywhere, so let me just walk away. Maybe we can come back, maybe not. But I have to take my time because I don't want to blow up.
What were you gonna say? No, I was just saying. But then, do you go back and have a conversation with this person, or you're just like, I'm done. I'm not even gonna talk anymore. Like this person's not gonna get it. Because I feel like a lot of people.
95% of the time I do.
Because most people don't come back after
They
a time,
don't.
or they don't because
They brush it off.
They tuck a lot of the stuff that they want to say away because you're like, I can't do this whole thing all over again, trying to articulate myself in a way that they understand. I feel like it's like laziness. Like they
Or-
become lazy with like coming to conflict resolution. Like yes.
Or you have done it 2 times. This is facts in my head. This is facts experience. You have done it 1, 2, 3 times. You actually sat down with them and try to break down what happened. But the person was giving you like, no, but this. I said, all right. So now when we get into an argument again, I don't have time to
But
be
then
going
also, maybe you're not doing this conversation the right way. Because
back.
it's
You
like,
need the
you need
person.
that, as it said in the video, like you need that mediator. Because honestly, when there's 2 hotheads, you're really not getting nowhere. Let's be honest with ourselves, because you can argue, but if you find someone, and not someone who can side them, because I wouldn't go and call like, I don't know, but if it was me and Bernice, I wouldn't go call like my older sister, because it would just wouldn't. We're not getting
be a
nowhere.
problem.
She's gonna either side me or confuse me, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna be one-sided, or it's just gonna be like, oh well, it's okay. But you have to get someone who's kind of like, one, it's a spiritual thing too. So even if you get like maybe a spiritual mentor or someone who's like, you know, has that wisdom to kind of give you good, kind of like stop the conversation, you know, allow people to talk when they need to talk. All those things are super important, because like if you just have someone who's just random, your friend, like it's not gonna work. You need someone who has wisdom, who's wise, who can, who knows what they're saying, who can calm down the conversation and reason with both of you, and allow kind of both of you to kind of like, you know, say what you need to say at the end of the day.
True.
Because most times people are just arguing it's one way, and then no one says what they how they feel.
I never once like. I always knew about having a mediator, but I never once like implemented it, because I was like, oh, I don't want people to get into my family problems or something like that.
That's a big one though.
To go back to the video, one thing he said is like when people are in conflict or confrontation with you, they don't know how to articulate themselves. And there's this one situation in my life where the person probably felt like, no, the person felt like I hurt them, if that makes sense. But I didn't feel like I hurt them. But now watching that video, I'm like, maybe this person just didn't know what to say, or doesn't know what to say, or know how to like express how they feel. So now I seen this person like 3 days ago, and it's like, I look at it like, bun you, dog. But the reason I said bun you in my head, obviously I still love the person, but the reason I said bun you is because like, yo, really like butchered like 10 years of relationship, like, you know, over something that could just be talked about. And I tried, and go watch.
But then you tried. Did you have a mediator?
You just interrupted his plug.
Sorry.
I forgot the episode title. Remember the episode where
Something about
season 1? You can go find the real story in season 1.
We'll put it in.
Yeah, but yeah. Like if it was just if it was a mediator involved, then yeah, it probably would have been better.
I just think like going back to like people just don't know how to articulate themselves well in conflict. Like you can mean, for me, I know my tone of voice just throws everything off. So like,
she has a well.
Hey,
I've been talking like this to Bernice, like, yeah, no, Bernice.
that's a lie.
I think that's one of her. No, she actually starts really well. Like, let's give her some grace. She starts really well, but then if you challenge her and you annoy her, maybe you repeat something, or you're not
like a trigger.
Don't ever repeat something.
Don't ever
to
repeat it. Yeah, if you repeat it,
she'll say you're not listening to me. You're not listening. No, you're not. I said that.
I just said that.
No, I just said that.
No, I think it's better to put.
Oh my God.
I think it's better to put. What I'm hearing you say is, so that you're not. It's not. I'm being serious though, because in Yala Fix My Life, she kind of teaches that kind of conflict resolution. But it is important to acknowledge that through conflict conflict, that you articulate yourself well, and that people actually understand what you mean. Like, not just, hey, this is what I'm saying, and then expect this person to completely understand. Because the way you're saying it, they may honestly not understand. They may take it completely the opposite way. And so it's like, it's important that the person who's hearing says, okay, this is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah.
Like,
and do you understand?
is this am I right? Like, is this what you're trying to say? So that it's clear. And if it's wrong, then you can go back and say, okay, no, this is what I mean. I think. The Holy Spirit. Sorry. I just caught the Spirit. Anyways. But I think the Holy Spirit.
These guys, man, you're crazy.
So I don't know what I was saying, but I just think I think we as humans, we've lost our patience to resolve those, especially if it's important relationships. Like he was mentioning, like those, like some relationships don't need to be separated if you just took the time to explain yourself and to listen and to just be patient in the process and not expect it to be just like, oh yeah, they just don't know how to understand, or they're just like this and that's the way they're going to be, both parties.
Yeah. And don't you feel like sometimes most people, they blame it on like, oh, well, they're not supposed to be in my life anymore.
Yeah, like
and
I think it's just that time.
We just naturally fell away. And, you know, like we like to give that, like, you know,
use that
example of like, it's just like, I don't think that was the case.
Yeah, like if it was only
like now that I think about it, because I also give that excuse, like, oh,
it just naturally happened.
We weren't friends really, but it's like, if you had a conversation, maybe it wasn't even like we had a fight. It was just, oh,
Miscommunication.
can we talk more? Can we go out more? Can we plan more events so we can become closer or something like that? Because it's not sometimes it's not even a fight. It's just that you guys don't communicate enough or something like that.
Sometimes the trust is gone, and then the person doesn't trust you.
But
And
then
they
how
just wanna-
conversation?
that's what I'm saying.
It has to be
I think
had.
it's important to have conversation though.
How do you build that trust? Because trust can also be built back.
Yeah.
You know, like God, right? He like doesn't, because we break his trust. He's like, okay, go
That's the
be
end
away
of-
with
yeah.
it. Like, I don't love you
Yeah.
anymore. But like, we build it back. You know. So
Do we have to be in the same? Do we have to be the same best friends? 'Cause
No,
this
I
is
think
actually for me.
dynamic
Or can it
changes.
be something
Relationship
different?
I think in relationships or any friendship, the dynamic will change as the years go on. It's not going to be the same as you were in high school. If you're friends in your 20s, if you're friends in your 30s, and you're married and you have kids, it's going to change. Like the
Right.
dynamic's going to change. So you have to be aware of that. And not be like, oh my gosh, we're losing touch. We're not friends anymore. Like, I don't know what's going on.
We don't
were-
talk as
We don't talk as
often.
often. Or like, she's not giving me all this, like, you know, or whatever the case is. But you have to realize the season that people are in, their personal life too, and just taking the whole picture when it comes to relationships, and not just think, oh yeah, that's the end. I think we're just losing
Yeah.
touch, and that's 10 years of friendship down the drain. Are you insane?
people lose a lot of people like that, though. Like, to be honest, like they just be like, oh, okay, you know, it didn't work out. It's like, no,
Work
it's
on
not-
the muscle
Right?
of dealing with conflict and having conflict resolution, right? That's
And
like-
not, yeah, even like having grace in terms of like, okay, they didn't talk to me as much. Okay, maybe they're, you know, they're busy or something like that. Not like, what's that? Building a fence, like
Yeah.
so quickly. Oh, they didn't talk to me, or they didn't call me, or we don't
I
go
think
as
people have-
often. People don't like change in general.
They don't like change, and I also think people just have these. I think it's a pride thing too, but just the expectation of somebody to come to them first. Like they should have done this. They should have done
Imagine
that.
Both people have those
Yes,
mindset,
and they have.
they're gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, like if you have the
I was
mindset, like
gonna
I don't
talk
want
to
this
you.
to lose. I don't want to lose this relationship, or I don't want to end off on this note because I respect this person. I'm gonna do my best to kind of mend it or end off on a note where it's like, okay, we both have an understanding. If the relationship is not gonna go on, sure, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
What if you don't want it anymore?
Then that's I think that's what some people use that of like, no, we just naturally fell apart, and it just I feel like that's
So being like, it's
They're not being
okay to
hon-
be honest with yourself.
yeah, but like you
I
know
just
what,
don't
I'm
want
good.
it
Like,
anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think our relationship is like it's just.
Wow, that's a hard conversation.
It is gonna be hard, but it's better you be honest than put this whole.
I'd rather the person say, "Yo, I just don't want to be your friend like that." I would
that's
actually
really
have more
offensive.
peace.
Yeah, they're
No,
they're
but I
gonna
have
now
more peace.
internally
That's
be
more
like,
real,
okay,
though.
so what's wrong with me?
Yes, like,
what did
why
I
is
do?
it?
Because of this A and B and C what happened, I don't feel like I want to be friends with you. I would actually be okay with that instead of looking at you like what happened. It's always the what if, like the question mark, and I'm always thinking and always going back to think like, did I do this? Did I? No, just be honest with me, or I need to take like a year off, like, you know, and then maybe we can come back instead of like, oh, this is just what it is.
Being honest is actually quite hard. I'm not even
It
gonna lie.
is,
Like it's
yeah.
honestly, no pun intended, but it is quite difficult to be honest with people. Even if you're like, I don't want this relationship, you will still suffer to use another avenue to get out of actually being honest with this person about, hey, I'm not feeling this relationship. I don't think it's like, I just think, yeah, we're gonna be going separate ways and having that discussion.
It's so cringy. Like, it takes a lot of
Maturity.
maturity, because if you don't, you're just gonna find every way to just be like,
Yeah.
you know, like stop talking gradually, stop texting
Slowly
gradually,
fizzle
slowly,
out.
and slowly fizzle out. That's the easiest way.
Yeah.
They
and
don't
I feel
see
like
me.
the Christian environment too. I feel like lots of Christians don't talk like they don't mend relationships, or they don't
They let
They don't
things
slide,
pile.
yeah.
Listen,
And
they
they let,
let
like,
things pile.
tuck it in the
Mans
carpet,
are really
under the
not
carpet.
friends.
And they really just kind of like move on. Praise Jesus, hallelujah, Lord.
Yes.
And
That's
then it's
true.
like
They
they
let
have
things
so
pile.
much confrontation, like stuff that is built up, and friendships that have been just
Maybe even
like,
pastors,
yeah, like,
staff, like stuff like that.
they have so much stuff built up, and they're all
No,
here
it's
just,
true. Like,
praising. Their heart
the
is
dynamic of the church in terms of like the leaders. Like, you can
Yeah.
have conversation with the leader and not be
Yeah.
able to even come back.
Yeah.
That has happened, right? And
Yeah.
that does
Church
still
hurt.
happen.
Yeah.
Church hurt happens.
Yeah.
So
And
Just
I think
have the conversation.
it's just being
with
honest.
someone.
But then it also goes to like, as Christians being open to receiving that, oh, like you offended me. Because as a Christian, you'd be like, no, I'm good. I don't offend nobody. I'm out here loving people and I'm doing the Lord's work and I'm making sure that I'm not offending anybody. And then when you get somebody say, look, you offended me by saying whatever you said, you're just like, what? I said that? That's not what I meant. That's not what I mean. That's not how I want to be portrayed. So then you get offensive or defensive, and then it becomes a problem. So I think as Christians, we need to do a better job of displaying what it means to do it in a healthy way of conflict, dealing with conflict and confrontation too.
But then there's times where we have conflict with someone and we bring it up 1 or 2 times. But then there's a time where I think you have to like bring it to God. Because we can be in this space where it's like, I want to keep on talking about this problem, but it's like, yo, you're just trying to seek answers from this person so you can feel the comfort from this person, if that makes sense, you know? And sometimes we can fall into that. Even I can fall into that. It's like, yo, I had one conversation with this person. I have a second conversation with this person. Okay, if you feel some type of way, now bring it to God. Like you already did your due diligence by having that conversation. Like, why are we talking in circles? We're going in circles and circles. And then people like hold on to this resentment from like someone or a pastor or something like that. And it's like, bro, like this person said sorry, now it's up to you to forgive the person. Like how long you gonna hold that baggage on you and you're gonna take it to the next person? Then you want to go to a different church and expect someone else to not hurt you.
Yeah.
Bruh, we're human.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
So work that muscle. So when someone does offend you, it's like, okay, let's talk about this. And then when you guys actually talk about it and you get to the root of it, it's probably wasn't what you thought it was.
Yeah.
It was probably something even small, you know? So
I think the emphasis of the going to God and just praying about it too, so that He can show you like, okay, these are some areas that you need to, work on. Or take responsibility for, and kind of recognize, okay, these are some things that I did and I need to repent for, and kind of have God work in my heart. Because it's very easy to be like, let me pray for that person so they can receive what I'm saying. But you're just like, let me not turn the focus or the light on me. It's like
pride and ego.
Do the work first of feeling like working on the inside of your heart, and then you can start working on like, hey God, pray for this person, and so on and so forth. Because you need clarity to see our flaws and where we lacked and where we need to be more humble.
And I do with her a lot. I actually do it on purpose a lot. I would have conflict and I'll go walk around or something like that and I'll be mad. But then I'm like, before I leave, I have to have a conversation. Like, and then it usually ends up like, okay, this is what
Janet does a good job. She does, like, even though my energy is like, oh, what is it now? What did I do? But Janet has... Janet will come and like, I have a problem. Like, you kind of hurt my feeling or something like that. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, what did I do? I didn't even
get scared. Your heart drops.
Yeah, she came herself like,
what did I do now?
Defense mode.
Defense mode. Because like, what did I do now? But I think it's good that you just have that.
Working the muscle.
Even with your family, like the family is a good place to start.
It's the best place to start. Not the good place, because it's one of the hardest things. Yeah. To do,
and you love them and you see them every day, so you don't really want to hurt them. So
and that weird kind of energy coming in the house is like
airy feeling.
I don't want to have this weird vibe.
I'd rather go confront the person I don't live with, because I ain't gonna see you when I sleep.
Exactly. So if you do have conflict with your family right now, currently, I do encourage you to start there. Start working on building that relationship back up and talk about what they did or what you did or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Family. Yeah.
Some things I gotta address.
My sisters with me.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Well, I don't know if you have anything else. That was just
that's all for today.
Love people,
love God. Pray about it.
Yeah. And do your due diligence by talking to people and taking the first step, taking the initiative to have that tough conversation.
And get a mediator if you need it, because most people do need it, and most people talk a lot. So you need someone to, let everyone listen and let everyone get their point out across, and then you can find a solution at the end. Once you hear everyone
arguing with you till I get a mediator, Bernice. Me and Janet just flow like water. She just wants a mediator. She wants to debate.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening. If you're not following us on the Juxtaposition Podcast, which is our Instagram. Oh, wait, I did that wrong. If you're not following us on Instagram, we are the Juxtaposition Podcast
TikTok
_
Yes.
No, it's actually doing well.
TikTok as well. You can check us out.
I'm being serious.
We may not be posting regularly.
No, we
not
actually
regular.
do post.
Okay, well, TikTok.
Come on.
And we have
TikTok
our
is
YouTube.
popping, bro.
YouTube, obviously, if you're watching, please subscribe, share, tell a friend.
Yeah.
Follow.
Send a clip to a friend too. We got TJP clips. TJP
Can I just end
clips.
off like cleanly?
We don't want to hear ya. We don't want to hear ya. Shout out to my sister.
Oh my
Shout out
gosh.
to I never did shout outs before. Shout out to my sister.
never
shout
did
out to
shout
Pastor
outs.
Prince. Shout out to Kenneth, Manzi, the people I don't know. If you know me, slide in my DMs and say hi. We can get some coffee. You never know.
I'm worried for you.
I am.
Anyways,
So we are closing it off. We send you
And-
lots of love.
and we are.
Yeah. RP Queen Elizabeth. And we are the Juxtaposition
Oh my gosh.
Podcast.
I tried.
Don't get you. Yeah, get you right out.
I tried.
Bye.
And we
I'm tired
are.
of the juxtaposition.
And we're out.
And you need to stop putting those peace signs up. I'm tired of them.
You should go back in the video and clip them together.